Hello and welcome back to the Cricket Nerds podcast. It is me and Benji today, and we're talking about the Punjab versus Chennai Super Kings match that happened today, which obviously ended the right way with Punjab winning. So we're just going to have a bit of a general chat about it because I'm a Punjab fan, Benji's a Chennai fan, so I think it's good to I just have these kind of chats. So right at the very start, Punjab predictably lost the toss. That is I think we've played 7 matches. Is it 7 or 8 now? And
I think 8.
We've lost 7 tosses out of those 8. We won the first toss. That was it.
It's a bit ridiculous how much the toss has been going against Punjab. But
I know, it's
Chennai put them into bowl. I am more interested though, before we even talk about the Punjab innings, what did you think about the 11s that each side fielded? Ooh. Because I think that was probably our key talking point when we came into this game.
So obviously, it's actually getting to a point where I think the Cricket Nerds podcast needs to get some sort of commission from each team, because when they listen to us and they take our advice on certain things, obviously it pays off big time for them. So I think we do need a bit of a cut for that.
I'd appreciate it. Yeah,
it'd be all right. So Punjab, some breaking news for the Cricket Nerds. Zach's going to be on this episode soon, so just watch out for that. He'll ping on at some point. But yeah, so Punjab, they're 11. They opened with Mayank Agarwal and Shikhar Dhawan, which we kind of hoped for and expected. And then bring back Rajapaksa, the hashtag.
Bring back Rajapaksa, must.
It's been heard. So he was in at 3. Then we had Livingston, Bairstow, Jitesh Sharma, Rishi Dhawan came in for Shahrukh Khan, which is something we'd asked for. Rabada, Rahul Chahar, Arshdeep Singh, and then Vaibhav Arora was dropped and Sandeep Sharma brought back in, which they're basically the same player, Arora and Sandeep. So pretty interchangeable. Sandeep's just got a bit more experience, so I understood it. And then Chennai made a very bold decision once again in dropping Moin and playing the New Zealand and playing the New Zealander Jack Leach.
Mitchell Santner
in at 3.
Well, I was interested about this because I was looking into it to see if Moeen had been dropped, but he isn't. Moeen is actually injured with an ankle issue, which is why he isn't playing in the last couple of games. So actually, Moeen could be yet another injury hit for the Chennai Super Kings for this year, and he could be out for a few games.
That's quite a rough one.
It's interesting to see that now one of Chennai's most expensive retained players, along with their most expensive auction pick, along with their most expensive overseas auction pick, are all no longer playing.
I feel like we need to have a tiny violin for you in the background of that.
Devon Conway is also not playing because he has got married. Congratulations to Devon Conway.
I forgot about him. I genuinely forgot he was in your squad.
Yeah, so Devon Conway is also not available, and Zach has just joined the podcast.
Oh, here he is! Here he is!
Midway through recording, Zach has joined, which is great to see.
You love to see it. You know what? Actually, speaking of Zach coming, I felt sorry for Mayank Agarwal when he opened because he reminded me exactly of Zach when Zach opened the batting, because he played good shots, managed to find every single fielder, and then had a soft dismissal to backward point. And I think that's happened to Zach on about 4 occasions when I've watched.
It's every innings.
No, I think when it comes to the if we go on to sort of talk about more of the Punjab innings, I think the one bit that we had talked about when we gave that pick in our heads of the Punjab 11 is that we suggested that Bairstow opens the innings and maybe drop Agarwal down to number 3, which I think might not still be a terrible idea because Bairstow's still striking at 200. So possibly if that is a swap over, that might improve. A goal can still be in there, still be the captain, but maybe be in at number 3 and steady the ship if an early wicket goes down, or if not, send someone like Rajapaksa or Liam Livingstone in earlier who have been striking it very, very cleanly. That's just some random thoughts on that. But I think overall the Punjab batting was quite good. I mean, what did you guys think about Shikhar Dhawan's fantastic innings? It looked good, didn't it, really?
It did. It looked very good. I'll actually hand it over to Zach because, I'd like to get your opinion.
Well, I thought it was a very measured innings, really. Having been used to seeing Punjab just go from ball 1 and losing so many wickets that they're just playing catch up with their long tail. They almost could have done that today, given that they had the likes of Rishi Dhawan coming in down the order, but they were 72 for 1 at the 10 over mark. And James, you were saying it looked like a slow pitch. And I think it was a little bit of a slow pitch, but at the same time, I think Punjabs were thinking, the Punjab Kings were thinking, we've got quite a lot of batsmen to go. There's no point taking many risks. Bairstow is not in form. Livingstone's our best finishing option. Let's just take it deep, and they did. And Darwin at 27 off 23 at that halfway mark, that's when he's dangerous, I think. That's when he can really turn it on and put pressure on the opposition. It's kind of like a Duplessis innings. Where
I was going to say it's very Faf-like.
Yeah, and I think it was that. I'm trying to remember what over it was. Yeah, it was over 11. So straight after the 10th over. No, the 11th over, sorry. Chowdhury came onto bowl and Darwin hit him for 3 4s in the over, and that kind of changed the momentum. They'd absorbed all the pressure, and then that was it. We've got 9 wickets in hand. There are 9 overs left. Let's just go for it. And boy, did they to put up a very decent total. So yeah, I really enjoyed the Punjab innings,
especially at the Wankhede. I think anything over sort of 160, 170 is a good score. I think par at the Wankhede looks about 165 to 170. So 187 might not look fantastic, but it is a hard batting track. Even though it's a short boundary, it is hard to bat on because it's a difficult wicket. Just a very quick point on the Chennai bowling. I really wasn't that pleased with it, to be honest, today. I think Santner only getting 2 overs, to me, is shocking when he's only going for 4 and over. I think it's really silly that he's getting so little, but he only had a couple of overs in the first game and 2 overs here. And especially when you've got Pretorius, who is your late on bowler, but he's getting hit for 12.5 and over. I think, why didn't one of those overs that Pretorius bowled go to Santner? Maybe they were trying to, split up a partnership because he is dangerous and did look really good against Mumbai. But it just seemed like a very odd choice, I think, to me, to only give the bowler who's going the most efficient 2 overs when Pretorius wasn't looking as good as he has been. I don't know if you guys had any other thoughts about the Chennai bowling. I really wasn't. Again, we've had a couple of instances of Chennai looking all right, but today it was back to sort of old habits and less than ideal bowling, really.
I just think the key with Chennai's bowling is the inability to take wickets through the middle. That really cost you, because I think you can say that the death bowling was bad, but when you've got a team with Rajapaksa in, Darwin in, with just 3 overs to go, they're set, and you've still got Livingstone to come, you've still got Bairstow to come, still got Jitesh Sharma to come. You're going to do well to contain them to less than 10 and over in the death overs. So I think Dwayne Pretorius, although he didn't have a great game, and we've seen him do a lot better in previous games, I do think at the end of the day, Punjab batted really well and Chennai just didn't manage to take the wickets through the middle.
Should we move on to the Chennai innings then? Because it was a story of quite contrasting fortunes, really. Yet another pretty poor display from the top order. Mitch Santner, aka the New Zealander Jack Leach, playing night watchman, trying to last till drinks. Got 9 off 15, looked terrible. 4 of those 9 were an outside edge. I wasn't impressed with him. I don't like him at 3. I think anybody else at 3 is genuinely better. I would rather see Dwayne Bravo at 3, I think. There, I said it. But other than that, Gaikwad looked quite good at the start, actually. But I think he was a bit starved at the strike. So he kind of lost his rhythm. And then when there was that pressure to score, that's when we've seen Gaikwad sort of fall apart. He needs to flow into his game because he plays beautiful shots. So I think just being started at the strike was probably Gaikwad's downfall. Uttapa, it was some brilliant bowling from Sandeep Sharma, to be honest.
Yeah.
Dubé chopped on from some brilliant Rishi Darwan bowling, and it is so worth mentioning how
Rishi Darwan's
bizarre
mask.
it was that Rishi Darwan wore this mask. He was like a superhero. So, big shout out to Rishi Darwan because he looked weird, but I was here for it, and I really appreciate it. But Benji, talk us through Ambati Rayudu.
I mean, the old man has wound down the clock. He's rolled back the years, and he was looking in really good touch. I mean, striking at 200, 6 sixes and 7 fours in that innings of 78. I mean, I feel like it was sad when when he got out from that fantastic Yorker from Rabada. It was sort of the turning point of that innings where it looked like with him there, Chennai could chase this. Jadeja, again, he's just not looked in form with the bat at all this season. And, fair play to Dhoni. He tried, but he can't be the hero every single game, can he? It's asking too much of the old man.
Not at the ripe old age of 66.
Exactly. What I would like to just comment on, though, is I think the bit that you touched on, James, were about Mitch Santner going in at number 3. I think they're almost trying to have him as a like-for-like replacement for Moeen. And I don't know if they've seen something in the net, seen something in his practice bowling. I don't know what they've seen in him, but they must have seen something to promote him to that point in the order. I personally would prefer to send Rayudu in at 3, Dubé at 4, Jadeja at 5, and then depending on the situation, 5, 6, 7, depending on the situation, rotate either Santner, Jadeja, or Dhoni. If you need a bit of a steady innings, Jadeja. If you need some hitting, pinch hitting, chuck in Santner and Dhoni. And if you need to finish, Dhoni obviously goes in. So I think he actually should be more of a fluid player rather than a out-and-out number 3. Now, interesting, Zach, you mentioned bring back Moeen, because that's going to be if you're watching this far, hashtag bring back Moeen, notification gang, all of that situation. But Moeen's actually injured. And I've just said this to James too. He's out for probably the next 2 or 3 games. He picked up an injury in training and they're now waiting for scans. So we may see Santner in for a few more games because currently there's another Sri Lankan fast bowler who has got the most bizarre action you've ever seen, who's a replacement for Adam Milne. And aside from that, there's only Chris Jordan and Devon Conway, who's away getting married, left in the tank for Chennai's overseas. So they have been hit a little bit with injury. I don't know, Zach, what you thought about sort of the Punjab bowling. It looked quite tidy, and especially Rishi Darwan.
Rishi Darwan bowled really well. Again, he bowled the last over, didn't he? So that was always going to be tricky, but he bowled it very well. Got the wicket of Mahendra Singh Dhoni, which is always a nice one to get. But yeah, his mask was beautiful. Loved it. And although he bowled well, the credit has to go to the Punjab pairing of Rabada and Arshdeep Singh, who are very, very good at the death. They're just very good at all stages, really. I think Punjab would like Rahul Chahar to come back to the form he had toward the start of the season. He started to leak a few runs, not take as many wickets, because we know what a talent he is. and Liam Livingstone just hasn't managed to fit to bowl that well as he does generally for England. For some reason he's not quite hitting his straps yet. So hopefully that will improve. And yeah, I think Chennai didn't do themselves any favors really. Sandeep Sharma took a bit of tap toward the end, but he could have been targeted more in the power play. I know he's a very accurate bowler who doesn't go for many runs, but I think he only went for about 8 in his first 2 overs. I think he could get hit for a bit more than that. So yeah, it wasn't great.
It might have even been 4 in his first 2 overs. Actually, he was swinging it a lot though.
I'm gonna make an out there sort of tactical thing that Chennai could do and potentially promote Jadeja up to number 3, because I know Jadeja has been seen as a finisher, but he's a good batsman. We've seen it in all formats of the game. He's a very good batsman, and there's no reason why he can't bump himself up to that number 3 slot, and have Shivam Dubey maybe fall into the number 6, 7 slot. I don't know. I just think Jadeja is a very good batsman, and he might like having the time toward the start of the innings. But yeah, all in all, a tighter game than I thought it would be after seeing Punjab hit 187, and it was nice to watch. Punjab will be very happy with that after their last game's performance, and currently they are sat 6th in the table. They are just shy of the 10 points that 2nd through 5 all have, so they'll be wanting to win their next couple games. Heroes and villains, James.
Yeah, I'll get started on that. My hero is Arshdeep Singh. Yet again, another stellar performance. I think it'll be an absolute crippling loss for India if he isn't on that plane to Australia for the T20 World Cup. I think he is up there with the best bowlers in India right now. And for a lad so young to be as composed as he is, he was definitely, he was my hero. And my villain is going to be Mitchell Santner, because even though he bowled really well, I just think he wasted as many deliveries as he did in at 3. So maybe that's something for the Chennai think tank or think brain. But yeah, Mitch Santner's my villain for that. Benji, what about you?
Shikhar Dhawan is my hero. I think he's looked really good. I think he's looked good all tournament, but particularly come into his stride now. He's now found that form. He's always looked convincing, but he's just struggled to get to that level of form. I think he's now finally hit that. And my villain is 2 things. It's the wicket that didn't spin properly, which meant that the team with a better pace attack won, and the due factor for deciding to go away, because winning the toss now doesn't matter anymore, because anyone can win, because the due factor is given up.
I also think that, and I thought this before the game, I think Chennai are a better batting first side. Yeah, because they've got so many players that take the pace off, that do it really well, that when a team needs to try and chase a total, that's when Chennai thrive. So I think that it was a poor decision of Chennai to bowl first, because I think they're a better batting first side. That's just my opinion.
My other outside hero, sorry for interrupting you, was the Punjab selectors too. I think Punjab have now found their right balance, and I think something we talked about during our predictions, where Punjab would struggle to get that right balance. They do classic Punjab things. It's taken them 8 games, but I think they've finally found a balance that I think works for them. So I'd be very surprised now if Punjab couldn't clinch 4th or 5th in the table, if they keep going with this sort of momentum. Sorry, Zach, what were your heroes and villains?
My hero is going to be Rajapaksa for just taking it on the chin, sitting a few games out, and when he comes back in, showing the Punjab Kings what they've been missing out on. I thought he played really well. And then in terms of villain, I'm going to give it to Rahul Chahar, because if he was bowling as well as he was doing at the start of the tournament in the first half, then Punjab Kings could have won this game by a lot greater margin. and their net run rate isn't that good at the moment. So they need all those extra points there. So yeah,
I have to say, I'm so glad that I didn't put. I was toying with the idea of putting Rao Jahar into my fantasy team for this week, and I'm so pleased that I couldn't quite figure a way to fit him in that team, because he would have just been some minus points.
Yeah, I've got a feeling I've got him in my team.
yeah, I do as well.
But yeah, moving on to comment of the day.
Yes.
And comment of the day goes to one of our favorite subscribers, which obviously is Human. And he said, sponsors are missing big time. This pod is the future. Yes, Human, we agree. So if you would like to sponsor us, our email is yourcricketnerds@gmail.com. Send us a little link and send us a lot of money, please. And then
and we'll use it to buy new cricket bats.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
James breaks all of his.
Oh mate, I've broken so many cricket bats. My cricket bats now are about like 90% super glue. So
just
there we go.
For some clarity, we've been doing some some training nets for our midweek team for this season, and so far James has broken both of his bats. So
it's a bad feeling. And then I don't know if it's been a week since we did subscriber of the week, but I'm gonna pick someone who is subscriber of the week, and it was Rock Boy Jazz, because you got a cool name and you've subscribed in the last week, and that's all you need. You don't even need to have a cool name. You just need to subscribe. So you know, make sure you subscribe. You can be within a chance of being our Cricket Nerds subscriber of the week. So don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to leave some comments down below. What was the comment again? Bring back Moin.
Hashtag bring back Moin.
That is MOIN. Moin Ali. Don't forget to leave that hashtag so that we know that you've watched this far into the video. Also, follow our social medias. We are at Cricket Nerds Pod. You can listen to our podcasts on Spotify, Anchor FM, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, many, many more. And other than that, it's been an absolute honor and a privilege to share the podcast platform with you boys once again. And I'm looking forward to tomorrow, because it is, who is it? Who's playing tomorrow?
It is.
That was such
the
a
golden lion shining through. It is the Royal Challengers Bangalore.
Oh, yes, it is. So
it's a battle of royalty as well.
And I am going to go with Rajasthan. I'm sorry, Zach. With the top order looking out of form, and with Joss Butler looking invincible, and Chahal with a point to prove against his previous team, I just think Rajasthan have got it in the bag to cement their self at the top of that league.
I'm going to be honest. I actually think I want RCB to win this. I like RCB. Especially now that Kohli isn't that captain. I like Faf as the captain. And yeah, as much as I want RCB to win, I think Joss Butler could be onto his full century here. And I think it's going to go the Rajasthan direction. But Zach, offer a different prediction, please.
RCB are going to win. King Kohli, century. This is what we want to see. So, yeah.
We do want to see it.
RCB isn't just a team; it is a feeling, right? everyone who supports RCB knows it. So yeah, make yourselves known in the comments.
The pants are red. The shirt is blue.
And the golden lion.